In the grand scheme of things, it's hard to be happy. There are many moving parts that form the bigger picture, and life is ever-changing. If there was one takeaway from 4 years of me drowning in biology and other bio-related courses, it would be that life is a constant battle to reach equilibrium. Or, to sum up in simpler words, the very essence of life is nothing more than learning how to balance changes. To be normal is much harder than one would expect. The flat line we start from fluctuates as the days go on. Happiness, or a state of emotional well-being, starts to become insatiable. From a piece of candy to braggable salaries, the threshold of happiness is constantly being pushed to new heights. Our circles expand exponentially, inviting other unpredictable factors to influence said limit. What we have was not enough, and we feel constantly not enough. In the moments that we were, it was fleeting and unsatisfactory. We don't feel happy anymore. Well, we simply don't feel anymore. We merely consume and move on, navigating through the rest of our lives feeling like ghosts in shells, one mission after another, one checkpoint before the next. And then living becomes robotic and almost meaningless, or at least to me. I was unhappy without a reason. I couldn't explain myself to others. I didn't know the cure for my endless sadness. It was a void of emptiness. So I threw every conventional thing that would make one happy. Exquisite food, trendy clothes, flashy gadgets, impulsive trips. They were all but distractions. Flimsy band-aids slapped on a gaping wound. Nothing was wrong at work. Nothing was wrong with my relationship. But everything felt wrong, and I felt out of place. Well, physically, I was. I was yet again a foreigner in another country. But it was more than that. I felt shunned from happiness. Maybe it wasn't supposed to be a one-man battle, so I sought help from a cat. She gave me the momentum I needed to pull myself out, not from the brute strength of her tiny limbs, but through the moments of doing the most mundane task. I fed her, once when I wake, twice when I leave, and last after I return. I scooped her poop, always amazed at the clumps from different litter types. Always dreaded the day I had to empty the litter disposal pod. I was doing the most mindless tasks, yet feeling greater. I was feeling again. The sound of food hitting her plate, the pressure from stepping on her scattered litter. I soaked in every input from my sensory channels, more focused than I imagined I should have been. I was awakened from a slumber, a state of dullness cast by the motions of life. I learned to feel again. At first, it was only external. Sounds, sights, smells. Then it seeped inward. I was listening to myself. I was seeing beyond my reflection. and becoming more aware of my state of being, my state of mind. I soon realized, a little late in the game, but better late than never, if we hone in on the fundamental moments in life, to the extent of being microscopic, and be present, really take in the process of noticing the hint of fresh earth after a pouring storm, or the sight of nature we've learned to tune out, the sound of my footstep on the asphalt pavement, or just the creaking in the breeze from my fan on a hot summer day. Those really, really mundane and overlooked elements are the atoms that can take part in priming our perception, a gift that is simply being alive. We don't need to have an ambitious goal to feel purposeful. Simply being normal and sustaining that normality is difficult as it is. Because honestly, living in this noisy world with the sounds mind is already so damn hard. And at the end of the day, it is a one-man battle. Untangling knots by picking on the loose ends, uncomplicating the weight of my existence, free from expectations. I began to invest in myself while others my age were invested in the markets. I felt full in a society that celebrates hustling on empty. Still, I'm not a millionaire by any means. I may not be happy all the time, if that's even humanly possible. Some things are bound to happen, and my whole day will probably turn upside down. But I've learned to accept that this is entropy, taking its course on life, a natural tendency to lose order, far beyond my control. So, in the handful of controllable moments of solitude, I hold on to them. I feel the universe pulse through my skin and collect the happier ones to decorate my universe, a place that shelters me through my brightest days and darkest nights. And on the days that feel like I am living the worst versions of me, I try to remind myself, and now to you, somewhere out there in all that noise, we can be happy. And consider this: happiness